Hello everybody and welcome to this latest video. I've got some interesting stuff coming up, by the way, that I'm currently filming, so hence the hurried nature of this one, but I've always wanted to make this video. So if you're not subscribed, please make sure to do so and tell me things that you hate about your car in the comments, because that is right. This is the 5 things I hate about this car. Now, unfortunately, I'm quite in love with this thing. It's absolutely fantastic, but you know, we need to be realistic. It's not all roses. So there's 5 things that I really don't like. It might even get up to 6 or 7. 5 things that I really don't like about this car and how I've fixed them. So let's get to it. So the first annoyance with this car is the door pins. Now you can see there on that I have some some anti-rattle tape. So it's like some weird stuff you can get from Amazon. It's essentially a felt tape. But when you drive, this little thing here is super duper loose. If I was to remove that, you would be able to feel, if I do it on this one. Can you hear that? Put you closer, can you hear that? So when you're driving, transfers that to the car, the engine vibration transfers to here, and you get this really irritating high frequency or rattle, which really winds me up. It only happens on this door though, so I've put that tape around it on the back so I can't really see it. Unfortunately, people outside can see it, but I don't really care about them. And that stops the rattle. You see how snug it fits in there. So that is one of the things that really annoys me about these cars when you get them. Another thing that annoys me, we're going to have to go back in time to see, but essentially when it is super cold, the boot latch pings and tries to get up, but it can't get its way up. But I'll show you how to fix it now. One of the great people in the MGZT and 75 group showed me how to do this. So I'm forever thankful to you, because now we don't have that annoyance of it in the morning and then it latching itself back shut again. So I'll show you how to fix that now, and I'll show you what it looks like as well, because I've got a video from when it was snowing earlier. So here it is. So how to fix it? There's these little stoppers here. You just twist them slightly further out so they're both even, and then you shut it. So that'll give it a bit more springiness. So when it opens, it won't be straight over the latch and it won't relatch itself. Another annoyance for me, and a big irritation, is, can you see how I'm parked on elevation here? So this car, and I'm going to cut back to the clip now. So this car has about half a tank in it. Now I'll my key in. Now this is only after a few minutes, but you can see there we're on red. That's really irritating. Usually when I come out in the morning, it'll sit there and be completely out, and then I'll drive down the road and it'll have loads of fuel in it again. I don't know how it calculates it. I'm probably going to research that, and if I find out, I will cut to that now. But it really irritates me, because if you're late in the morning or something like that, or you know you're a bit hurried, that happens, and then you're like, oh no, I've got to go get some fuel, and then you drive down the road and you're nursing it the whole way there because you don't want to break down and, you know, run out of fuel, because, you know, AA etc doesn't cover you if you run out of fuel, nor would I want the embarrassment of calling them because I've run out of fuel anyway. So if anybody knows how to fix that, let me know, because I find it happens all the friggin' time. It's really annoying, and it's super annoying when you're in a rush. It really does wind me up. I've never had it on any other car. No, it's maybe how it reads it, how it does its thing, I don't know, but it's the most irritating thing. When I used to live in my old place before the last one, I was parked on a hill like this, so you think I was constantly out of fuel apparently, and then I'd reach the crest of the hill and then all of a sudden I'd have loads of fuel. But yeah, if anyone knows anything about that, let me know, because that is something that really winds me up. Right, so watch this. So this ABS light's on now, yeah? So I'm going to call the AA, or I'm going to take this to a garage. So as I said earlier, I just start driving immediately, it turns itself off. Just because literally this morning, I drove it and it was fine, and then it came on again. I didn't mention the AA or a garage, and then I mentioned the AA or a garage, and then it turns itself off. I told you, it's cursed. It's like a kid going to the dentist. It doesn't, you mention the dentist and all of a sudden its teeth are fine. So the next annoyance for me really is a big one. Well, other than my headlining, that's trooping, but who knows? Every single time, and all Rover owners get this, every single frigging time there is a problem with your car, someone has to say, oh, it's a head gasket. It's literally like one of those, you know, those decision graphs. It's like, car, what make of car is it? It's Rover or a head gasket. No matter what. Even when I had that issue, you know, with the crank pulley in one of my earlier videos, linked here for that, it's still, the guy still said, oh, I'm thinking it might be the head gasket. It's the same old stuff every time. It really winds me up. The K series obviously has a bit of a reputation for it, but it's a diesel. And the KV6's main issue is that stupid, what is it called? That really odd plastic thermostat. Just the whole is it the head gasket thing is really, really irritating. And probably, well, I'm sort of counting how many I've actually done here. So I've done the boot, which irritates the hell out of me, the fuel, which irritates the hell out of me, that, which irritates the hell out of me, and the last one, well, obviously what I've just said, the last one is every single time, it seems to me, and it is quite depressing, this one, so hang tight for your daily dose of depression, your daily dose of sadness. It seems to me Rover, unfortunately, has disappeared from the public conscience. Now, being a car brand that died about 17, 18 years ago, 2005, it died in April, I believe. April 2005, I'm just going to put this up for the flex, hold on. Look at that. Some money right there, son. No, jokes. But, yeah, I have such a habit. Every time I see that back, I'm like, I need to put that up. You see my embossed headrest there as well. Sorry, I'm flexing on you. I'll flex on you again. Look at this, son. This is cash money right there. Cash money. Because I have the driver's side cup holder. People have yachts. I have the driver's side cup holder. We know which is more important. Anyway, so it seems to me it's disappeared from the public consciousness. And it's really, really sad. Because no matter what happens with this blimmin' car, maybe obviously Jaguar is perceived now as a higher brand, but at one point in the 50s and 60s, I believe that Jaguar and Rover were more or less neck and neck, and the 70s. So it's really, really depressing because nobody seems to know what this is. I go, it's a Rover. I go, oh, I drive a Rover, for example, and I get, oh, a Land Rover, oh, a Range Rover at your age. It's just crazy. And then they see the car and like, oh, a Jaguar. And it's like, no, a Rover. That's what it is. It's so irritating. And I hate the thing that I always get is, oh, you're that young lad, aren't you? With the Jaguar. With the big gold Jaguar. That's it. I guess, you know, you take it as a compliment, but I'd rather have people know about this car. Hence why I make these silly videos on YouTube and why I find it quite inspiring that a lot of people make these silly videos and silly posts on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything. Because, you know, you need to spread awareness about these things before they disappear. And there's a lot of people now maintaining them, like me, like Rover Joe, like Project Nigel, like Hooked on Classics, like Alex, his assets, like all these fantastic people. And it's just great. Fantastic to see. Also, Josh with his brilliant 75s has just got a very early chassis number. Chris also has a really early chassis number. Alistair has a fantastic 75, which I've seen. But I digress. There is so many people now that are really passionate about these, and it didn't used to be like that, or it wasn't that out in the open. So I guess we've all come out of the Rover closet, proverbially. You know, yeah. I've been on a very long walk, by the way, so I'm quite tired. But yeah, it seems to me that Rover, MG, well, MG's still in the public consciousness, but MG's sort of, oh, that cheap electric car brand. The cheap electric car brand, the cheap car brand. Oh, yeah, that cheap Chinese car brand. Not, oh, it's MG they used to make brilliant sports cars like the MGB, the RV8, all that sort of stuff. You know, it's quite sad. It's quite sad. And I'm rambling a bit, but I guess that's what you're here for. You know, it's really weird because a lot of people just don't remember these things. And when, you know, when all is sort of said and done, when generations pass, you just think, what's going to become of, you know, what's going to become of these things? Because a lot of the pre-war stuff, why that's not as desirable is because everybody likes them's dead. That's just the facts, and it's really sad. And it is really sad. So the main thing is passing all this stuff on to the next generation and being inviting as a community. If there's some frigging 14-year-old that's sitting there and being like, oh, I really love Rover Metros, embrace it. Obviously, don't be weird, but embrace it, because that's the next generation. The same, obviously not me. I'm like, you know, I'm like 25 now or something. So I'm like, you know, I'm booking my funeral. I've got my plot booked. But no, I'm joking anyway. But it is all about passing it on to the next generation. But it's also about appreciating the people that were here before you and that built the cars, bought the cars new, bought the cars when they, you know, when they were a year or two old, and have been in the communities for ages and contributed so much to him. So I guess there's a bit of a silver lining on the video, isn't it? But yeah, those, my friends, are the top 5 things I really don't like about this car, and a bit of a weird anecdote about Rover stuff. So I've shown you how to sort that. I've shown you how to sort the boot issue. I've shown you the stupid fuel thing that I'd like a bit of help on. I've talked about people calling it a Jaguar and really irritating me, which, you know, it's not really irritating, let's be real. It could be worse. And then I've also had the whole whatchamacallit thing. I forget, but I'm really tired, so I'm not really that bothered. I'm working on a series at the moment, which is going to blow your pantaloons right off. I hope anyway. So I will see you next time. I'm back on Thursday, and because I'm filming in the studio upstairs right now. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching. Keep watching. Remember to subscribe, because that is the thing I always say at the end of these videos. Goodbye.